everybody. How are we all doing? The Ghost Grannies are back again with another pop-up tarot session, a psychic session, a oracle session, a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer session, and everybody is struggling session because, let's face it, everyone out there at the moment is having some rough times, and we thought if we came on this time of the morning, we might be able to reach some of our international people who might like a reading, because normally we're on at night time in Australia, which is like sparrows fart at in America and England. So hi, Crystal from Ohio. What time is it where you are? Let us know. Where are you watching from? Hi, Tree Druid. Yes, it's the naughty aunties. Hi, Karen and Daniela and Catherine. Zena. My nose is a little red. I've had a bit of hay fever or allergies or something this morning, so my nose is sort of matching my glasses and my lips. It's a great look for camera.
It is. It's superb. Superb.
I've run out of tissue, so I'm now up on rolled up bits of toilet paper. Or unrolled bits of toilet paper to survive.
You use that first for your nose and then you take it into the toilet.
Yeah, the double
Don't
use.
vice versa it.
And it's already pre-moistened, ready for use.
Yeah. Don't do it the other way around.
Oh.
That could be hard.
No, it's actually quite soft and squishy.
Stop it.
Hi, Daryl, you're watching as well. Sorry.
No.
You ready for tonight? We are going to a fabulous event tonight at Maitland Jail here in New South Wales, Newcastle, Hunter Valley, and it is the Blues Brothers Festival. So everyone's sort of going along. They've got a Blues Brothers band and they're going to do reenactments and people are dressing up. I have to go find a black shirt.
Crystal says, I get up at any time of the day to see you guys.
Oh,
thank you, Crystal.
So 10 p.m. What time zone are you in, Crystal? Are you like Central or Mountain Time or East or West, or where are you? It's always interesting to know where we're at. Hello, Tara. How are you?
Druid, ask us a question, my love. What do you want to know?
Yeah, we like specific questions.
Yeah, what do you want to know
or as
now?
some people say, the Pacific questions.
And Mr. Hacker from Fiji.
Hello, how are you? Oh, will my de facto wife come back to me? Oh, the card even jumped then.
Goodness gracious, Mr. Hacker 21, what aren't you doing?
Oh, Karen, you're small enough you can fit into a black shirt from Just Jeans. I'm going to have to go to Big Man's World, I think.
All right, Mr. Hacker, we're going to go to you first because, you know, you're from the Fiji Islands.
Central Time. Thanks, Crystal.
And your relationship is falling apart. Now, will my de facto wife come back to me? I'm hoping that's the relationship that you're talking about and not that you have a relationship or will your de facto wife come back to you?
You're saying double dipping. I don't think they're double dipping, which is a really bad thing to say, but you know what I mean.
You have this interesting card here. I'm going to show you the cards you get today.
Do you want me to put the extra camera on for you?
No, that's fine.
Okay, fine.
We'll get it somewhere.
You don't
where
want me to touch
actually,
things?
No, don't touch anything. It's the 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands is a card that is sort of, you know, in that space of going, I'm not sure whether either of those relationships or if it's the same relationship, that one relationship is the best place for you to be putting all of your energy in anyway. I think, Mr. Hacker 21, that you should be concentrating on something else completely. And that this is part of your past and it's honestly done and dusted and you shouldn't be considering going back. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes things just literally die a natural death and you shouldn't try and resurrect them. And my suggestion to you is let it go.
Let it go.
And start over. But also look at how you're doing in all of this. Maybe you need a little bit of help, some counselling, something to just get yourself back into a space that there is something other than this that you're in right now? Because to me, it
Also,
doesn't fit right.
talk to someone who doesn't know about the situation you're in, because people around you will tell you what you want to hear to try and soothe you. Speak to someone who can give you an unbiased opinion. That's
True.
just a advice from Auntie Anne, who's got a very blocked nose. All right, Tree Druid, how is my grandmother Bertha doing in the hereafter?
Oh, Bertha. Bertha.
Or grandparents as well.
Tree Druid, interesting that I see a lot of water around her. Was she someone who loved the lake or the beach, loved to be around the water? Because that's where I feel that she is sitting, Bertha is sitting right now, just staring out, being blissfully happy, saying that there's nothing more to worry about for me. I'm really good. So I think Tree Druid, she's very happy. Very, very happy indeed.
And thank you very much, Crystal. That's lovely of you. Yeah, I don't feel too bad. It's just the whole sneezing thing. My eyeballs feel like they're going to pop out of the sockets, and the sneezing is very violent.
Hello, Donna Lee. It's been ages since I've seen
Donna
you.
Lee,
Hope
how are
everything
ya?
is fine.
And hello to Margaret Jackson as well. Thank you for joining us. If you could do us a favour and put 10 hearts into the feed, that would be very much appreciated, because that helps us with our YouTube algorithm. It doesn't cost you anything, but helps us heaps.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and also those hearts can go to those who are really struggling at the moment, and there are quite a few people who are unwell and have had some massive issues that have occurred for them recently, and so those hearts will just go out into the universe and to people who really need that sense that, you know, we have a community here that looks after so many people with their hopes and wishes.
All right, Daniela Hollis, the naughty card. Are you sure, my dear? You know what my naughty cards are like. So I read from the frightfully good naughty oracle deck that Renata and I created.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to ask the universe, the guardians, the fairies, the fae, for a message for Daniela. Oh, not that one. That's the demons. What does our gorgeous Daniela need to know right now? Right, if you've been hurt and you're hanging on to hurt, that's not doing you any good or the people around you any good, and it's wasted energy. And I feel this message is for someone else who is watching as well. This card we actually received, or this message we received while we're doing our glass dowsing in our seance. Hurt is wasted energy. To heal, you need to realise your part in it and basically let it go. Go, yeah, right, okay, well, I may have fucked up a bit there. I feel really, it's one of those things, you know, when you lay in bed at night and you look back and you go, oh, God, I wish I hadn't done that. I feel so stupid for doing that. And you replay it in your mind over and over and over. And it's not good for your soul. It's really not good. So you've got to let it go and forgive yourself, because you made that mistake at the time that was the best knowledge you had. So hurt is wasted energy. Don't keep putting energy into it. Let it go. Hope that helps. Oh, geez, that was a bit sensible. What the hell's going on?
Don't know. It's too early in the day.
Way too early.
Do us a favour, everyone. Anyone who is on here, share it with one other person. Just tag us with one other person on your list of friends and say, look, these two ladies are doing free tarot card readings. Maybe you need one right now. Share it around. That would be awesome.
Lily, I'll come back to you in a sec, but Daniela, the card that fell on the floor was also this one. Make peace with whatever the problem is, accept consequences of the past actions and move on. So it's
Same one.
Very similar card,
yeah,
which is interesting.
Lily, I recently lost a very good friend. Any messages for her sisters?
Oh.
So sorry for your loss, Lily. That's what can you do about that?
Do you need the heater on? Are you okay?
I'm fine at the moment.
Let's
Unless
feel
you're
that.
put the heater on, Ed. Jesus, you're a block of ice.
I know. I'm just going to put my on, as long as it doesn't interfere with my microphone.
Oh. Okay, this is a message for her sisters, Lily. And the message is all about abundance and growth and moving on down the path. See the little rabbits that are there? That kind of talks about fertility and creating newness in life, creating something that will bring joy and happiness. Now, that may not necessarily mean another child, but it's about adventure and opportunity and all the things that she would love for her sisters to do. Life is very short and it can change at any moment in time, as we found out most recently with a friend of ours whose hubby had a major accident. Literally, things changed overnight for that family.
You think you've got your whole life planned out, everything's organised, everything's planned, and then life comes along.
Yeah. So she's saying take any advantage. Tell her sisters, Lily, to take any advantage that comes to them. But look at completing families. Look at making those families the most joyous thing that they have.
Okay, Karen said, Daryl would like to know, was his half-brother Barry adopted? He passed away a few years ago. Thank you.
Oh, geez, that's a hard one.
You can't look
Thanks,
up the records? Can't look up the records for that and see?
Obviously not.
Yeah. That's a hard one for cards to answer.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Interestingly, though, the judgment card has come up. And that could suggest that he was actually adopted, because there would have been harsh repercussions if he, as a child, was kept by his birth mother. So it kind of makes sense to me that he may well have been adopted and that it was just kept secret in his birth mother's family, so that no one knew about it. Yeah.
They're all a bit judgy back then. And it was always the woman's fault. Always.
If you read the Bible, it's always women's faults.
We going there, are we? Cheryl, is it Cheryl Lee? Is that how we say it, Cheryl Lee? Any messages from my sister?
Okay.
Hi, Ashika. How are you? I hope I said that one correctly.
Cheryl, she is at the moment what I'm seeing, or the first image that came to me when we're talking about your sister, is her dipping her hand into a whole bowl of sweets. So it's like she's saying, I can eat whatever I want. I love sweet stuff, and I am eating sweets to my heart's content. She also is pointing the finger at you, Cheryl, and laughing. So I don't know whether there was something that happened most recently to you that may have been a little bit of a whoopsie, an accident or something. And she's actually laughing at you and going, that was funny. That was really, really funny.
Rightio. Yes. We are trying to be brave, Crystal. On our Spooky Sundays radio show that we did last Sunday, we had the fairy whisperer, Daniela, come in and talk to us about the fairies. And she said the reason maybe why they're playing up on us so much is because we keep blaming them for everything. So we are being braver, and we're not blaming the fairies.
Thank you, Tree Druid. She certainly feels content when I think of her. Yeah.
Scrolling. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Positive thoughts for everyone struggling. It is tough hanging strong. It really is.
Yeah.
And Daryl said, thank you very much, Renata.
Mm.
Hello, Hide and Seek Paraquest. Thank you for joining us again.
What are those cards you have? They are our frightfully good cards. So we created an oracle deck about a year and a half ago. And there are a set of cards that are straightforward and no love and light here, just really, really straightforward answers to questions. And you can actually buy them from our webpage.
Yeah, we haven't got them set up on our brand new Ghost Grannies one yet, but you can still get them on the Frightfully Good Ghost Shop, or you can message us privately and we can send you a PayPal link or something like that if you'd like to buy them.
So let's just choose a card for Hide and Seek Paraquest. Okay. So we're just going to do a random shuffle.
See, I read from those cards because I'm not gifted like this one. But sometimes when I'm pulling cards randomly and I'm making my shit up, it seems to make sense. So I don't know whether it's just ringing true for people or there's a latent talent.
Actually, this is a really good card, Hide and Seek Paraquest.
Oh.
The good luck fairy has cleared the road for you to take the next step. There you go.
Oh, I hope that has some significant meaning for you. Hello, Jodie Music. You are one of the reasons why we put this on here early this morning, so our gorgeous American people can see us. Right. Oh, Lily, we had one last week. I think our next one's not till August now. We need some friendly faces at the next one. Interesting crowd, the last one.
Trina, yes, we do sell the cards. You can actually get them. It's scrolling on the bottom there. You can get them, most definitely. So just message us and we will let you know what the postage is, because that's really the only difference.
It's $10 in Australia and it's $25 to America, but it's Australian dollar, which is like 5 cents for America. No, I'm joking. You take about 40% off that to get your American price. Erin would like a card, please.
Hello, Erin. How are you?
Oh, and you can fit up to 3 packs in the American one, so it's for the same postage. And I think you can fit up to 8 packs for the $10 Australian postage. So if you want to buy a lot of them, you can.
So, Erin, the Chariot card, and this card has been coming up a lot in a lot of readings. So it's time for people to knock themselves out of the whole COVID stillness and go, it is time for me now to make the moves that I require, especially if it's a business, work, career related thing. It can also be relationship wise, and these things aren't easy to do, but they are a must for anyone that gets one of these cards. Yeah, because it is all about moving forward. And I think some people and some businesses and this whole sense of us still being in some sort of a lockdown, when in most cases everyone's just trying to get ahead now and move forward and do a catch up. So, Erin, whatever you want to change right now, do it. Don't wait for a specific time. Just do it now.
Okay, now if we could just get you guys to share this feed, we'd love to get the numbers up on the live right now. It helps us with our YouTube algorithm. It shows there's lots of people on. And again, if you could send some hearts in the feed, we'll send that energy out to the universe, but it also helps us with your energy to raise the algorithm. It's a funny sort of thing, that thing. Where are we up to? Crystal, who has been very generous with her stars, her hearts and her comments, would like to know, my grandparents who raised me have passed. Can you tell me if they are proud of me?
Oh,
well,
Crystal.
From what we're seeing here online right now, I would say they would be super proud of you because you seem like a beautiful soul.
NS, hello from the USA. Hi. Hi. Oops.
Not those cards.
You have the Magician's card. So you are a complex soul, Crystal, but you are also someone that can do literally anything they put their hand to. The Magician is an interesting card because it's the first card of the major arcana, and it kind of slips into a place where you may have a feeling as though you're just stepping forward for the very first time again and starting that cycle of life, having seen and felt and done many things that have changed your outlook. So it's a great year coming up for you to look at everything that you're doing and take a new slant on it, explore, look at people that you have around you and have a think about whether they're suitable for your place in the world right now. Have you outgrown them? Are you looking for more stimulation when it comes to friends and work and everything around you? Yeah, your parents are kind of going, come on, there's more that you can be and do. Get the last ounce of everything that you can in life. Yep. So that's your message from your grandparents.
Okay, just got the hiccups now. Are you going to be back in August to see us? It was an interesting crowd the last Wednesday night. We pushed it back by half an hour and it seemed to draw in a completely different group. And I think they were all expecting Henry Tyler, what's his name? Tyler Henry. And there were some people that complained they didn't get a reading. It's like, we don't promise everybody a reading. It wasn't the beautiful crowd there were some beautiful people in there, don't get me wrong, but they were overwhelmed by some precious people. Did we do this one here?
Cheryl?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, let's do Cheryl.
Cheryl. Hello, Cheryl. Oh, beautiful card for you, the 9 of Coins.
Oh, nice.
This is really a manifesting card. It talks about, your ability to bring things into your life right now if you focus and concentrate and really make those things a priority. We are all filled up in life with all the things we should be doing.
I'm filled up with snot.
Yeah, but we kind of tend to forget that there are also things that we would love to have happen. We always just go, oh, I'd love to do that one day. I hear that all the time. I would love to do that one day. And you go, well, when is one day? When is that one day?
Get round to it.
You've got to kind of just pick that one day and go, that's when I'm doing this. And that could be tomorrow. It could be in a month. It could be next year. But just, Cheryl, pick that day and just go with it, because you do have the luck of the fairies with you at the moment. They are wanting you to be just awesome and happy.
There we go. Jodie said, last reading you did for me was spot on. I took garbage out and life improved. You are a talented lady. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Jodie.
I'm just scrolling through randomly.
Sometimes you've got to take out the garbage physically, and sometimes the garbage tends to take itself out if you just let it start to smell.
If you ever make it to Ohio, I have a lot of places for you to visit. Oh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Would love that.
We need to start making some serious money because there's a lot of travel we've got to fit in before we die. And that deadline's getting closer and closer.
It is. It is. People, do what you can do as soon as you can. Do not wait. Do not put it off. Do not sit there and go, oh, well, I'm going to wait for my grandkids to get older. No, because while your grandkids are getting older, guess what? So are you. And you never, ever know how your health and well-being and what life has set up in the coming years. Yeah, so this is about getting active within your life and not just sitting back and just flowing with it. Let's get rid of this flowing shit and going, oh, I'm just going to get into the rhythm and get into the flow. Make the flow. You make the flow.
Create your own effing flow.
Create your own flow and go with it. Go with it. There's never going to be a perfect time. It's like having a baby and people say, I've got to wait for the perfect time. No, there's never going to be a perfect time. Whatever it is that you feel that you are longing to do, that your heart is calling for you to do, find a way of doing it in some form.
Oh, right, hang on. I've got some that have starred that we haven't looked at yet. I did that one. I think we just did that one. Yep. Deb, can you pull a card for me, please?
I can, Deb.
Oh, no,
I
please,
can.
but that's okay. We'll forgive you.
I can, Deb. Use your manners. You have the Page of Swords. So
That's a man with a bloody big stick.
It is. It is. This is calling for action. And look, it's okay to start over, Deb. It's okay to start again. It's okay to start when you think everyone else is like 100 miles ahead of you. It's okay for you to start at the starting block, but you have to start. You can't sit there and watch everyone race forward or watch everyone do what they need to be doing, and you're just sitting there contemplating how much hard work it might be. It's going to be hard work, but you start and you work forward one step at a time. So the page there is asking you to be bold and start to make plans. What is it that you want, Deb? Get out there and, again, do it. Knock on doors. The internet, we live in amazing times now when the internet has all the information in the world at your fingertips. You can learn anything and everything. You can watch anything and everything within a split second. Use that incredible technology that we have to learn more and gain more knowledge about the world.
I'm even doing things like we're off to Germany the week after next, and I am not familiar. It's been a long time since I've been to Germany, probably 26 years. So I'm just learning things like, how does the public transport system work? How do you buy a ticket? And it's all there. It's somebody's thought, oh, somebody needs to know this. We'll put it up on YouTube. Things that you shouldn't do in Germany, things that you should do in Germany. How to... I don't know how to pick your nose in Germany. But also in Prague, we're looking up the things that will tell you what the scams are like there, and be careful of this, be careful of that. Here's a good coffee shop. I've learned about table restaurants. Have you heard about that? I think it was table. Tray restaurants. Do you know what that is?
No, what a tray restaurant.
Well, do you remember when we used to have Woolies or Coles or whatever it was in town in Hunter Street, and they had a cafeteria upstairs, and you'd go along and with your tray and you'd get your food? They've got those in Prague.
Okay.
And they're really quite cheap. You put whatever you want onto your plate and buy it that way. So I'm learning how to do things bargain on YouTube.
Lily would like a...
Where was Lily? Oh, okay. Hi, Lily. Now, there's some naughty words sometimes in the Oracle card, so please be kind. Don't demonetize us, YouTube. I can't help it what the spirits are choosing for Lily. Right. Oh, Lily, are you in a bit of trouble at the moment? You better learn to swim because you're sinking fast. So that means you need to actually get your knowledge together. You need to have more information, because if you're going to survive whatever this is, you need to know your stuff. So you can do it. You can swim, but it's up to you. Get the information you need to succeed. I'm being a bit sensible.
It's a responsibility of taking charge, and not waiting for someone to deliver it on a plate.
So sometimes you feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, you do. You do. I mean, we feel overwhelmed all the time. It's like ADHD, and your brain just shuts down when you've got all this information to think about and do. But it's oh, thank you, Deb. It's honestly about the little steps that you take every single day. And I run a private group off my Tarot Queen Facebook page called Magical Manifestors. And that's what we do. We come back to a point every day where we're learning something about ourselves and focusing on our desires on that page, which is literally that process of manifesting. But instead of doing it on your own, You are doing it in a group of people that are all there to help each other and themselves improve. So yeah, it's that consistency of going back and going, what do I need to do for me today to keep my brain ticking over? And literally, it's one step at a time.
Oh, your sister lives in Germany. We're arriving in Frankfurt, and then we're on a trip that is organised by Mysterious Adventures to several different castles, going into Bavaria,
Yeah,
Czech
and
Republic.
Czech Republic.
We're going to like the Sedilek Ossuary and Huška Castle, or Hauska Castle, whatever you call it. A lot of the things that we've covered in the
True Hauntings podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, we're on a sort of like a bus trip with Dave Schrader. Does anyone know who Dave Schrader is?
Oh, Earl, thank you. You can get a Berlin welcome card. Oh. Times of discounts and public transport included.
We'll know that for next time if we ever get to Berlin. Now, Karen, one of our beautiful grand poobahs, Jodie's one of our grand poobahs as well, planning some big things. Oh, not that one.
Just caught it.
Any messages for me regarding Karen's big thing?
Oh, Karen.
I know we're planning to wear a lot of warm clothes tonight. Oh. That's what we're doing.
I'm wondering, Karen, you've got this card, the 5 of coins. You're going to have to take other people into account, but by doing that, I'm going to ask you not to avoid doing what it is that you want to do because of other people's opinions about what you should be doing. So this is a financial card. It talks about money. It talks about your connection to that money and what you want to do with that money. And it's important that, yeah, you'll have everyone kind of jumping in and saying, but you should be doing this, should be doing that. Again, I ask you to go deeply within yourself and ask yourself, but what is it that I want? And honour that. Honour what it is that you deeply want to do. Yep. So there could be hard decisions, but again, remember, your placement in all of this is really, really important. Don't always do things that everyone else is asking you to do. And
or what is expected to do.
Yeah, by the way, you looked absolutely fabulous at your son's wedding.
Yes.
Have you had facial stuff done? Because you look like 20 years younger, girlfriend.
And if it was a filter, we want to know which one.
Yes.
Crystal, your other sister lives in Prague. Wow, you've got an international family. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm very excited for Prague. People say amazing things about it, but weed is not legal. They've got all those weed shops that are along the mall there, and it's all fake weed. So you've got to...
Oh. And Steve Chandler says hello from Uncensored Radio. If you like all...
Come back to you, Louise.
Yeah, if you like all things that are to do with... pop culture, head on over to Uncensored Radio and give them a listen because they cover all the juicy goss.
Back to Louise. Oh, sorry, guys, I'm sneezing into the microphone. I can't do anything about it. I'm trying to get my head away from it.
So you'd like a card for next week, Louise? Okay. Okie dokie.
There you go. Right, unmute.
And this card really, Louise, doesn't show any improvement on your current situation. It's going to feel like it's one step forward and 2 steps back.
Looks like you've still got dickhead men around you.
Yeah. So, yeah, look, sometimes these things take longer than we were hoping for. Again, you can only do your bit. Everyone else is still doing their stuff. It's just impacting on you at the moment. So just be the bigger person and set yourself in a position where you're not creating too much drama from your side of things. But it's still going to be a lot of not a lot of clarity, my love. Sorry about that.
Hello, Leanne Jackson. How are you? card for Leanne, please.
Leanne Jackson. Hello, hello.
Oh, good. The numbers are starting to go up a bit. Thank you for those people who have shared or jumped on. If you could also, if you're watching on YouTube, just give the live feed a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe, because it's surprising how many people have not subscribed. We're doing lots of pop-ups at the moment.
Yes, so you want to try and get a free reading if you can. Okay, Leanne, you have this beautiful card, the Page of Coins. Time for you to change jobs. Time for you to do something that is a little bit more pleasant, or that you can get some more money from. So, of course, do that when you can. I would never say to someone, just throw that particular job away and then just sit back and wait to get another one. Not in this economy. So the thing is to progress with what you are doing, but set your sights on looking for something else, because that's when you're going to get something. There's no good saying, I would like another job, but not doing anything about it. Everything is about actionable steps. Everything in your life. Don't sit on that couch doing your affirmations and your journaling and not take actionable steps. You must do something every single day to get you in the direction you want to go.
Oh, Jodie, thank you so much, friends. Tissue. I've run out. I'm on the dunny paper. We call it dunny paper here in Australia. So I'm rolling it out and blowing the nose. Thank you so much. And also, big shout out to, what was it, the ParaQuest. They have purchased 2 packs of naughty cards.
Oh,
so
excellent.
naughty cards.
You'll love them.
Yeah, they are. They're a lot of fun. Rightio.
Thank you, Mr. Bob at 666. Good to see that you are subscribed.
Yay!
We would love some new subscribers.
How's Mrs. Bobbit doing? Right, I think we're over here. Oh yeah, now Jodie said, please everyone leave comments after YouTube live, even a single heart, anything at all, which increases YouTube circulation of the live video. We would be so appreciative. So don't forget, when we finish this live, not that we're finishing it now, go back and give it a thumbs up and say love the live or hashtag replay or something like that.
Yes, yes.
Right, we're up to Sarah J. Taylor.
Okay. I'm just working the live while I'm doing this.
Yeah,
Would love
too.
a card. Sarah. I see some puppy dogs around you, Sarah. Have you got some puppy dogs? Yeah. Have you got, would love to know, because I certainly see them bouncing around you. 4 of Coins. So who's holding you back, Sarah? Is it you? Or is it someone that is around you? So this is a card that talks about the need to release yourself from the bonds of people that are really, really causing you to feel sometimes as if you're so bound and so literally in a box and not being able to do anything for yourself. So you kind of just, you need to spread or push your elbows out to give yourself a little bit more room. And if there's someone around you that's really holding you back, then that has to be dealt with, because that's no good for your energy at all.
Oh, Crystal, thank you so much. Oh, bought us some coffees. Yay! Hopefully one day we can actually have a real coffee together. Absolutely. Actually, when we do travel overseas, we are always more than happy to catch up with our community. We've caught up with several people now. So, yeah.
Oh, Sarah has a yellow lab snoring right next to her. Oh, send us a picture. Love to see your little yellow lab.
Hello, Yvonne. How are you? Are there naughty cards tonight? Of course there is. And I have them here.
I will pass you
to
over to the naughty cards queen.
I've been a little bit sedate today. Let's see if I can amp it up a little bit. Okay, we'll have the spirit guides for Yvonne B to come forward and give her a message that she needs to hear right now to help her move forward in her life. Oh, and actually, have you had a really good think about this? I mean, seriously, have you? Or are you just going, oh, let's just do it, it'll be so much fun, or, oh, I'm over it, let's just do it. No, I want you to stop and have a little think. I want you to make a list, actually 2 lists, the pros and the cons. Work out what is going to be best for you. Don't just wing it this time. Very important that you weigh the options. Love from Auntie Anne.
Crystal, thank you for the coffee. Buy me a coffee.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
what
Thank you
I
very,
did.
very, very much.
And thank you, Yvonne, for a super sticker. Wow.
Can you just
Yeah.
scroll down a little bit?
I hope Mrs.
Leanne
Moffat.
Jackson, thank you so much for that feedback. Awesome. Thank you. And we had, I think it was Annette from England who had to go because it's like 3:30 or something in the morning.
Good heavens. No, and it will be back on at a better time for you another day. And Mrs. Bobbitt is crook. I hope she feels better soon. Sarah said, I understand what you're saying. Thank you. What was that? Was me, wasn't it? No, it was you.
It was me.
All right, yeah, whatever.
Would like
Hello,
a
Bobby, how are
card.
you?
Bobby Coombs, this is for you. Oh, you have the Hierophant card. There's some legal stuff that you need to be sorting out at the moment, Bobby. So again, stop procrastinating and just do it. Have you paid all of your bills? Are you up to date with things like a driver's license or any other stuff that you need? This is stuff that needs to be done and you always put it off to the last minute. Get in and do it now. You don't want to find that something has been left out and now you're in a whole lot of trouble because you needed it like yesterday and it hasn't been done. So check everything that needs to be done around you, Bobby. Anything that's legal, yeah?
Rightio. And, Earl, thank you so much. All your live streams, blogs, podcasts are so incredible. You are both so laid back, entertaining, and say it like it is. That was our goal.
That's our motto. Say it like it is.
It's like talking with family. You're both so incredibly awesome. Thank you so much, Earl.
Thank you, Earl.
Those words, like people telling us things like that, keep us going. So we really appreciate it. Healing for Mrs. Bobbitt.
Increasing our Australian vocabulary, yes. So crook means not well, ill.
Yeah, and we've also taught them about dunny paper today.
Dunny paper.
Yeah, the dunny paper.
Dunny paper or loo paper.
Yeah, or if you go into the shitter, that's going to the toilet, or the long drop, the bog. There's so many words.
Oh, so many words for toilet. So many words. Oh, dear.
All right, what are we up to there? Alyssa. Is Robert on? Didn't think I've seen Robert. How goes the property shopping?
Oh,
I hope he's found something.
I do too.
Especially with his beautiful birds.
Yeah.
Rosellas.
Okay, Alyssa Taylor, this is for you.
Oh, I see your coffees you bought us. Thank you so much.
Oh, Alyssa. Oh, look, this card is really meaningful, although a lot of people, when they see it, they go, oh, my God. But you kind of probably know that you are really engaging with people or doing something that you have put your heart and soul into 1,000 times over and it's just not working. I'm glad we didn't draw this card this morning, or we'd be gone. So it's time to say goodbye to whatever is no longer serving you or whoever is no longer serving you. Let it go. It's not going to improve. It's not. It's time to start something new. And believe you me, the following cards that come after that are all about new beginnings of joy and happiness. But you have to let go of the old stuff, Alyssa.
Hello, Apple. How you doing? All right, Renata, how you going?
I'm good. Couple of more.
Couple more?
Because, yeah, well, gosh, 44 minutes already.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Peggy. Hello, Peggy. Can I get a card about my cats? Will they eventually become friends? Right now, they just tolerate each other.
Oh,
how long have you had them, Peggy? Sometimes it takes a little while for cats to get okay with each other.
Oh, well, you've got the beautiful Empress card. So as long as one of them stays as queen and the other one is subservient, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine.
Is there ever a cat that's subservient?
I just see this little paw coming out and going.
All right. we've got Debbie Winnett. Does my grandma Lucille have a message for me?
Oh, Lucille, isn't that a beautiful name? Lucille. Ah, does she have a message for me?
Is Tanya, Ashika, Alyssa, or Anna still online? Let me know in the comments.
Look, she knows that you're going through a hard time and that there are personal issues that you have really trouble with when it comes to making up your mind. And she completely understands. I'm going to ask your grandma Lucille to send you a bit of a message, probably in a dream. Maybe it's just going to be one of those aha moments and you get it. So you might hear something just randomly and it will solve a problem for you. Procrastination is not going to solve a problem for you. So again, it's time to make a decision, even if it's a tough call.
Hello, Michelle from Ohio. We've got a couple of Ohios on here. Okay, so who was that we just read for? That was Debbie. Did we do Alyssa? I think we
did
Alyssa. I could undo that one. We had Tanya is still online, so she would like a card, please.
Yes. Oh, Tanya, the Six of Wands. This is a beautiful card because it's a card of victory. So whatever you're doing right now, and I hope you are doing something that is going to really push your life forward, you can be assured that it's going to really work really well. So the options for you now are really, really open. This Six of Wands has a beautiful energy. It may mean that you take on a little bit more responsibility, but it's going to be a good thing, Tanya. So spread those wings, my girlfriend. Really great time for you to literally fly forward.
Right, Ishika, do you see me and Ishan dating in the future? Oh, you've spied someone you like, huh?
The options are open. I don't think you are the only one that Ishan might be looking at. Yeah, so unfortunately, sometimes these things are not in our capability to make that come true. But Ishan is looking at other people as well as you. He's keeping his options open. So I think you should do the same thing. Don't just sit there and wait for Ishan to come around. You see who else is available for you.
Oh, okay. So Alice was next. Hi, ladies. Can I get a message? I keep hearing like a buzz. I don't know if it's my phone or it is. It's my phone.
Oh, Crystal, that's so nice to say. Thank you so much. Wow.
I'll pop that up in a second.
All right, Alice. You've got the Moon card. So this is all about your moodiness, your sense of you kind of feel like you're all over the place and not centered. Totally understand with this card. I'm hoping that once the moon comes to fullness, which should be in a few days, then you will feel better after that period. But at the moment, yeah, we're all getting the full moon vibes at the moment, which is what happens when the full moon is very, very close. We can feel very headachy. We can feel out of sorts. Don't blame it all on the moon. Check what's going on for you. Look at your mental health. Look at how you're feeling and whether you can pinpoint where that anxiety or stress is coming from, my love.
And Crystal, that is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful ladies, I found you almost a month ago and listened to every one of your podcasts. I was starting on your YouTube videos. You've changed my life.
Thank you, Crystal.
Aww, wow.
So appreciate that. Oh. So we've got two more. So we're going to do Michelle and we're going to do Christine. Will my pain ever go away? Oh, my sweet. What a terrible thing to be in. My husband has chronic pain. He deals with his pain every single day. So it's a terrible place to be in, Michelle. And the Wheel of Fortune kind of says, at the moment, can't tell you, really can't tell you. It's in the lap of the gods, and it is up to those that are helping and assisting you through this. Are you asking for help enough? Are you being genuine with the pain levels that you are sensing and going through? Or are you being stoic and going, no, I'm okay, I can do all of this, and then getting yourself into a spot of bother because you've overdone things? Please look after yourself, be genuine, and if you need help, put your hand up and go, look, this isn't working for me. I need more help, please. 'Cause we women are really great at going, I'm fine, everything's fine.
We like to be martyrs.
Yeah.
We like to let everyone know that we're martyrs and we've suffered for you all. You know, I
Yeah.
gave birth to you.
Yeah. So, Michelle,
anyway.
look after yourself, sweetie.
Oh, thank you, Alice. Thank you so much.
Jodie's going full metal Marie Kondo. You know, she stopped doing that because she had a baby and she realized that she can't keep up with all the things that she's been telling everyone else to do once there is a child on board. That's called reality. And I love that that's happened to her and that she's actually said, you know what? Stuff all of this. You can't do it when you've got kids. Yes, your place looks like a bomb's hit it when you've got children, and that's fine because they are the most important thing.
My children have gone and my house still looks like a bomb.
That's true.
All right, so we're up to Christine. My granddaughter is always talking and giggling at her special friends. I'm wondering if these friends are good or bad.
Oh, my goodness. I'm getting, Christine, a grandmother figure around her. And I think that grandmother figure would be looking after that sense of anyone else that would come near your granddaughter. I'm wondering how old your granddaughter is, because you may find that as she grows a little bit older, grandma will step back because she is less fearful of anything bad happening to your granddaughter, and your granddaughter will kind of fade away and stop with the special friends. They will fade back as well. But at the moment, they just have this beautiful ring of serenity around her, so that they are all really, really good. But grandma is the super queen of looking after all of that. She wouldn't let anything bad come near your granddaughter.
Yeah, just like we are grandmas and we would protect our grandchildren to the death. We would fight tooth, nail, fake teeth, everything. We'd chuck our fake teeth at them, basically. Michelle said, you're so spot on. Thank you so much. I will try it and ask for more help. It's hard asking for help.
I know, Michelle.
It's really hard, but once you break through that, it'll become easier.
You know what? One thing too, Michelle, is to ask permission of your loved ones to voice how you really feel. This is kind of the thing that I've done at home with my husband. He's allowed to moan, and he does all day long. But it helps him because he's not holding it in.
Yeah.
And so if he's getting up or whatever and he feels like he's got to swear because it hurts, or he's moaning, or things are, hard, then he's allowed to voice that, and it helps him. And if your loved one feels that it's enough, they can't handle that anymore, you give permission to them to leave the house and go for a drive or go for a coffee or go out with some friends. So it's about giving permission both ways for you to voice how you're absolutely feeling, so that you feel you're being heard, but for them to actually take a moment away from you, because that is also really hard to listen to all the time. I come over to Anne's and I say, he's been moaning again all day. I can't listen to it anymore. I've had to get away. And that's how we operate. That's how it works for us.
And it is hard on the carers.
Oh, it's extremely hard on the carers.
You can't help them.
No, that's right.
Can't give them what they need to relieve that pain. But it still has to happen.
Yeah.
I apologise profusely for the sneezing and for the blowing of the nose. I have taken 2 cold and flu tablets, a Telfast, and 2 Disprin, and it is still carrying on. So,
yeah, and I
need to leave the country.
Yes, and we need to leave here right
yes,
now.
We've got work we've got to do.
We've done our live for today. Thank you, everyone, for coming on. Condo's been replaced by Swedish death cleaning. What is Swedish death cleaning?
It would be cleaning after somebody's died.
Do you burn everything, or like do you set a pyre and put everything on? That would be such a really, really fantastic thing to do.
Oh, hi, Liz. How you
Hi,
doing?
Liz.
We've still got four spots left for Norfolk Island if anyone wants to come and spend the weekend or the week with us all in the One Millionaires Mansion. Just message us about that if you would like to. So thank you for being on here with us today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've had some enlightenment. Again, once you leave the feed on YouTube, if you could come back and make sure that you've liked the feed and subscribed, we would really appreciate it. That helps us so much with the algorithms. Guys, have a wonderful weekend, and Darksiders, see you on the dark side. And don't be a dickhead.
Don't be a dickhead.
Bye.